Higher Learning Network. Yeah.
Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at QuickClick.com.
Grand Rising. Happy Monday, and thank you for joining us this morning. Are you living consciously or subconsciously? How's that working for you? Well, join the conversation this morning. Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations, and we'll be discussing it as it relates to you.
Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at QuickClick.com.
Tony, I'm live.
Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick Click marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com. Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick Click marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com. Welcome to QuickClick, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick Click marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own QuickLink and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new QuickLink makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Women have the power to transform this world. We can
share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talent, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution. Join me, Naima Latif, every morning at 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time as we bring you stimulating discussions about the issues affecting our lives. If you're listening online at www.blogtalkradio.com/the-female-solution, press the blue button that says follow and get our daily topics every morning directly to your email and your smartphone. Hi, I'm Naima Latif, Executive Producer of the Female Solution Radio Show. We invite you to call in 515-605-9325 and participate in this daily think tank as we examine the challenges we face and develop solutions that restore peace and harmony. We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Hello. In South Africa, Salborna. In Senegal, Mangada. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Is Monday morning a struggle to get out of bed into the swing of things? Well, don't worry, you are not alone. Join us for thought-provoking, stimulating, and mindful conversations on higher learning with ZeldaSpeaks for your Monday morning mindfulness sessions on Blog Talk Radio, the Female Solution. Mondays, 7:30 to 9 a.m. Be sure to send your ideas, thoughts, comments, and suggestions. Also, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, visit ZeldaSpeaks.com and give us your info. We'd love to have you. Experience mindfulness moments with the mindfulness/stress relief coach, ZeldaSpeaks. And thanks for sharing the mindfulness moments with us today. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to the next session of Mindfulness on Higher Learning with ZeldaSpeaks. Mindfulness and Mindful Days. Thanks for listening.
Grand Rising. And thank you for joining us today on the Female Solution. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness, right here on the Higher Learning Network. And as you can see, the sun is shining bright in my face. Beautiful plants behind me. It just feels good this morning. How are you this morning? Thank you so much for joining me. It is Monday, November 7th. You know what that means. In the state of Illinois, in Chicago, Illinois. That means today is the last day of voting. And you've been bamboozled. And the question is, what are you going to do about it? So, I won't get into politics, but your life evolves around it. So I got to say it. And there are people fighting on your behalf that you don't even know about. So get to the polls. If you can figure out where it is, because you need to watch the news today or go online to find out where your poll is, because 77 of them have been closed. So good luck with that. Anyway, happy Earth Day, birthday, born day. If today is your birthday, it is the month of Libras. If you are celebrating, we say happy Earth Day, birthday, born day to you and to yours. We're celebrating it with you. Always let us keep in prayer the sick, the shut in, the incarcerated, and the non-believers, because somebody somewhere got to have some faith, because all the trials and tribulations that we're going through, somebody somewhere got to have some faith. I have faith. Do you have faith? Okay, let's keep that faith rolling. And then put some actions behind that faith. That's how we do it. So the question of the day is, are you living consciously or subconsciously? What do you mean by that, Zelda? Well, stay close. Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations will be joining us this morning. And we will discuss that just as it relates to your soul. Okay? Alrighty. If you're listening online, you can join the conversation after the 7:30 break, 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. And also, if you're online, you can join us on our social media pages. Excuse me, Higher Learning TV show. And our YouTube page, Higher Learning TV show. And be sure and check us out there. And if you haven't seen my blog, all the updates are always on the blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. And I'm trying to pull that up so you can see it. So that's today. Are you living consciously or subconsciously? Which one are you doing? So we'll find out today. And there is a ton of information. Oh, speaking of which, not next week, but week after, learn how to do business in China on Monday Morning Mindfulness with Zoe. So you're wondering why you paid $200, $300, $1,300 for an item that costs 14 cents. So we're going to learn how to do that, how to do business with China. So you be sure and join us on the 21st. So mark your calendar for the 21st, because that's when Zoe will be joining us. Okay? And she's Chinese, and she's going to teach you a few things that you may or may have not known. Chances are you probably didn't know. But anyway, she'll be joining us. And you be sure and set your DVRs for the Higher Learning Network TV show, which airs Tuesdays at 6, Wednesdays at 1 on channel 19, and 24/7 on the World Wide Web Higher Learning TV show. And while you're there, be sure and check out our diabeticdonut.com. I had to think about it for a minute. If you're living in America or anywhere in the world for that matter, chances are, it's promoted to eat till you, like shop till you drop, eat till you can't eat anymore. Then you wind up with diabetes like I did. So go to diabeticdonut.com and please share that with somebody. It's a free download. How I reverse type 2 diabetes, drinking apple, beet, cucumber, lemon, ginger, kale, turmeric. And the powder is good. There's nothing like the herb itself. Turmeric looks like your finger, about that small. And it kind of tastes like a cross between a carrot and something else. I don't know, but it has a little pungent taste. Maybe a carrot and ginger or something. Anyway, nibble on that instead of chips talking to me, okay? I just thought I'd share that with you. And be sure and join us tomorrow for Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. And just in case you don't know who Jody Susan is, she is part of the Female Solution lineup, in which you need to see that. And I will show you that. So here it is. The Female Solution, Monday through Sunday, 7 days a week. How you like that? And you can choose whomever you can always go back to the archives and hear it.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Tuesdays, Self-Cell Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
You are a part of the solution, and that's why you're here on Monday Morning Mindfulness, to share what you learn with others so this world can be a better place to live. Because right about now, it's a little bit off-centered, I'd like to say. So in order for us to become centered, there's a practice that we must continue, and that practice is our morning ritual. And a ritual, what is it that you do on a consistent basis that prepares you for the onslaught of information and negative energy that will ruin your day if you allow it? So I am going to allow you the opportunity to close your eyes and listen to this morning's message from Mike House. And it says, there is more to my story. Personal stories are not final. In the realm of universal flow, growth is an ever-evolving process. Youthfulness is not an age designation. It is for anyone who stays engaged in life. I like that. It is for anyone who stays engaged in life. The anticipation of an involvement with growth stimulates the mind, body, and soul. It is only a suggestion to adhere to age designations. How you live and what you do are your authority. This is your life. This is your story. So you write it. You get to make more of yourself than what governing bodies assign. What else is there for you to do? I know my story is not complete. I welcome growth. With each breath I take, I am stimulated and enthusiastic about new possibilities. I am energetic, vibrant, and ready to create something new. I have more to reveal. I plant and anticipate cultivating my seeds. Thank you. Renunciation to me, through me, as me, around me, and through the Christ within. And so it is. Meditate upon these things and give yourself wholly to them, so that it may be known to all that you are progressing. And that's from 1 Timothy 4:15. And that's from Mike House. Thank you, Mike House. Thank you so much for sharing that message this morning. And traffic and weather is sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. Chicagolanditex.com. She has a new website, and if you visit the website, you will see chicagoland.itex.com. And actually, it's called Chicagoland Barter. So I want to pull that up. And we're on Facebook. I said we're on Facebook because the Higher Learning Network is part of that network. And I just want to share that with you this morning. If you are an entrepreneur or business owner and you are in need of anything, just like the big box stores, this is the new website. The sun is doing something ferocious to me. I closed one window and thought that would do it, but it's not. And there's a big difference in what goes on in bartering. So you might want to check that out. And I just thought I'd share that with you. Okay? So you can go that too in your own time and check it out. But in the meantime, in between time, I do want to share this with you as I go over here and pull and close the blinds, because it is blinding me where I can't even see the screen. So I'm going to have to pull this open, actually close this. So I'm going to play this for you right quick while I go and close the blinds. How about that? And so that you can text me if needed. 219-299-2114. But in the meantime, here you go. Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with ZeldaSpeaks, the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach, at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
These amazing LED light bars bring any dark space to life and cost just $40. No wires, holes, or drilling needed.
We won't hear about it because I'm stopping it right about now. How about that? Okay, that sun is fierce. The sun is fierce, and it is, ooh, wow, thank you. Yes. It was blinding me. I couldn't even see the computer. And I close one window and it comes through another window. Isn't that just like nature just shows up where it wants to show up? I love it. Okay, and now, excuse me. It is time for your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. So I invite you to get comfortable wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and just know that I forgot to give you traffic right quick. I'm trying to close the window. So where is the traffic? Traffic and weather sponsored by Karen Kelly of Chicagolandbarter.com, and I just showed you that. There are no reported delays on Metro, but on CTA, the Blue Line, there are delays at Fullerton Avenue. On the Kennedy inbound, that's a whole other story. Travel is backed up to Harlem. You want to avoid the Kennedy at Cicero and Fulton due to an accident there at all costs. It is not a pretty picture. Inbound on the Kennedy is 35 minutes. 29 on the reverse. On the Edens inbound, it's 27 minutes, 19 on the reverse. On the Eisenhower, it's 40 minutes inbound and 30 minutes on the reverse. On the Stevenson, it's 21, 19 on the reverse. On the Dan Ryan, it is 19 minutes inbound. There are delays from 95th to the Loop, so expect the unexpected. It is Monday morning. and 18 on the reverse. On the Bishop Ford, it's 11 in and 10 out. And DuSable Point Lakeshore Drive, it is 9 minutes in both directions. And that is your traffic and weather, sponsored by Chicagoland Barter. Excuse me, you see the iTex logo up there in the top. And if you have any questions, you see the ticker rolling here at the bottom. Her contact information is there. Anything you can think of buying anywhere else, if you have a business or an entrepreneur and you need supplies, cars, trips, anything, you can go to iTex and get it. And mention Zelda, and you get a promo code of $100, and you can use it and go shopping immediately. How about that? But right now, I forgot. Let us do morning meditation. So let us become comfortable and close your eyes. You should not be looking at me, but the inside of your eyelids, as we begin the process of inhaling to the count of 5. Hold it and release. So are you ready? Let us begin this short process this morning. And inhale deeply to the count of 5 and exhale. So let's do it together. And the sound that you are about to hear is a Tibetan bowl. It's a chime, and it's just so pleasing to the ears, and it just reminds you to focus on whatever it is that you want to focus. And today we're just focusing on the breath. So inhale deeply. And exhale. Once more, inhale deeply. And exhale. Once more, inhale deeply. So heavy-handed, ain't you, girl? And exhale. Once more, inhale deeply. And exhale. Giving thanks for the power of the breath. Because someone, somewhere, is unable to breathe on their own. And look at you, breathing all by yourself. As we listen to the sounds of nature, we give thanks for the power of our ears. Because someone somewhere can't hear. And look at you, listening to the sounds of joy, of nature. As we breathe in, hold it, and exhale. Giving thanks that we are at the right place, at the right time, doing the right thing. Giving thanks for the power of our morning ritual that will keep us peacefully in times of chaos and confusion. As we inhale, as we continue to inhale and exhale, breathing in and breathing out through the nose, we give thanks for the power of the mind that sends directions to other parts of the body, especially the brain, the heart, and it gives directions to the lungs to continue breathing, because our work here on the planet is incomplete. We have more to do. Otherwise, we would have joined others on their journey elsewhere. As we breathe in, hold it, giving thanks that we have the power within our bodies to even inhale and hold the breath, because someone somewhere, it's not you, they cannot do this on their own. They may have a trachea in their throat. So just listening to the breath that flows in and out of the body, continuing the process of making us, keeping us alive. And in this now moment, we give thanks as we are very appreciative of the sounds of nature that we're hearing, the music that we're hearing, my voice that you're hearing, and the good energy that you are experiencing As you breathe in, and as you breathe out. And this time, as we breathe in, let us raise those hands in the air and breathe in. Hold it. And stretch. And stretch. And breathe out. And move that body. Give it a little love. Just move and breathe. As we breathe in. Hold it. And exhale. Being at one with the one that is the creator, that is responsible for the breathing apparatus in which you are experiencing the breath of joy this morning, because someone can't breathe. As we send love, light, and energy to each and every part of our bodies, let us breathe in one more long, deep inhale deeply, bringing all that energy up from the top of the head. And as we release that breath, feel that breath moving down through the face and the shoulders. As we rotate those shoulders left and right and backwards and forwards, as we continue to breathe in and as we continue to breathe out, sending love, light, and energy down through the chest, the solar plexus, the stomach, the sides, the hips, and the back, and the buttocks. We continue to breathe in, giving thanks for the power of the breath as we send more love, light, and energy down through the thighs and the knees and the legs. Oh, yes, giving thanks for the power of the legs, because we can't move without them. We give thanks as we breathe in. I feel you, Minister Cynthia. I feel you this morning, and I am grateful for the opportunity to connect as we continue to breathe in. Always giving thanks for the ancestors who came before us that made our way possible. As we breathe in and as we breathe out, sending more love, light, and energy down through the legs and the ankles and the instep, the arches, and the toes. Yeah, feel free to wiggle those toes, because somebody somewhere doesn't even have toes. Look at you, got toes, wiggling those toes. Breathe in. Bringing the love and the light and the energy back up through the feet and the legs and the knees. Yeah, feel free to rub those knees. The knees need some love too, as we continue to breathe in, bringing more love and light and energy back up through the thighs and the buttock and the back. As we move from side to side, giving thanks for the higher learning hip roll, because an 88-year-old woman at the gym told me a body in motion stays in motion. So we want to stay in motion as we breathe in, bringing that energy back up through the solar plexus and the arms and the shoulders, and we just stretch and give thanks for the power of the breath as we take our hands and knead the back of the shoulders. This is where I hold a lot of my attention, so you may hold some there too. So feel free to rub your fingers just like that. Just rub back and forth, or just knead. You're just kneading your shoulders back and forth. Oh, and that feels so good. And feel free to rub them. Anything that releases some of the stress and some of the tension in your back and in your shoulders. And wherever you hold tension in your body, that's where I hold it in mine. And then you take these two fingers, the pointer finger and the thumb. Take this one too if you want to. And just squeeze the back of the neck. That's where the vagus nerve is, and sending love, light, and energy. The vagus nerve runs all through the body from the top of the head to the tip of the toes. And if you don't know what the vagus nerve is, you should know about your body. So Google it. Everything's online. And learn to love that vagus nerve, just like you love the rest of your body. Mwah, mwah. Breathe in. Hold it. And exhale. As we give thanks for the power of the breath that we have been practicing breathing in and breathing out, we give thanks as we continue. Take our long, last, deep inhale deeply, bringing all of that breath and blowing it out, moving the head forward, chin to chest, and slowly rotating the head to the left. Slow down. And slowly bring it to the back. Slow down, moving too fast. And slowly rotate that head to the right, bringing it back center. Head up. Inhale deeply. Hold it. And as you exhale, bring the head back down, chin to chest, and slowly rotate the head to the right. Slowly, slowly, feeling the increments of that stretch in your neck. And slowly bring it around to the left and back around to the front. Head up. Inhale once more. And as you exhale, look to the right as far as you possibly can and feeling the stretch in the left side of your neck. Oh, yeah, that feels good. And exhale. Inhale once more. This time, feeling a stretch in the left side of your neck. I'm sorry, looking to the left, feeling the stretch in the right side of your neck. Oh, yeah, it feels good, doesn't it? And bring the head back. Inhale once more. Giving thanks for all of the energy which is now in the breath inside the head. We give thanks for the brain that sends love, light, and energy all throughout the body. Through the eyes and the ears and the nose and all of the inner organs, the heart, the liver. We say, we love you, heart, liver, lungs. We love you, spleen and spine and all our organs, our liver and our pancreas. Lord, we love our lungs because if it not for the lungs, we would not even be breathing. As we continue to breathe in and breathe out, we give thanks. We are one with the one. We are one with the Creator that designed us. So whatever it is that we are going through this morning, give thanks for it because it just came to teach us a lesson. And as we prepare to end this meditation, let us keep in mind these two powerful words that we will repeat during the course of the day whenever we are feeling less than and a little disempowered. We simply say, I am. And whatever two words you choose to put after those words is what you will experience. I am healthy. I am happy. I am whole and complete. And I give thanks for the power. And so it is. Now, this is something that you can practice on your own, at home, in the bathroom, on the toilet, in the tub. It doesn't matter. When folks come all up in your business and don't know the power of your Kool-Aid, you simply start breathing. Inhale through the nose and you blow it out. And if you got a little funk on your breath, didn't brush your teeth, mouthwash didn't work, and a little garlic, a little onion, you'll be just fine. Because I promise you, they will back up off you. Hello. And that is your Monday morning mindfulness meditation. Thank you so much for joining us and for sharing it. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure and check out my YouTube channel, Zelda Speaks. And there's another channel too, Zelda Speaks Mindfulness. So be sure and check it out. And I'm going to check out your comments this morning. And our Tuesday morning host, Jody Susan, says, hi, Jody. I will be calling you. I apologize. Grand Rising, my sisters. Oh, thank you, Jody. She says the bell clears the energy too. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. And Grand Rising Viata. Grand Rising Queen, my sister from another mister. Oh, more Lord. Oh, Lord, 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 Lord. No. I get so excited. Because if you didn't listen to a Sunday night show, you owe yourself. You know all this controversy, this nonsense that's going on with Yee and the other basket. Lord have mercy. It's just so much drama. You know, that's what keeps us in confusion. But there's another perspective. And Viata shares that Sunday evening, 7 p.m. on Soul Purpose Healing. So be sure to go back and check it out. You'll be glad you did. This half hour of the show was sponsored by Karen Kelly of itex.com. I'm sorry, chicagolandbarter.com. And I did not share with you the products this morning from our breathing exercise, and I apologize for that. But I also want to share with you exactly what I'm talking about, because these are the items that we have for the homeless. This is what we do in order to raise money for the homeless. Lord have mercy. And I went out there this weekend, and all the tents were just blown away. So all the tents are gone. Don't ask me. Well, it's in Chicago. You know what happened to them. Anyway, these are this is what we do to raise funds for the homeless. Now, online, the t-shirts are $49, but if you order them and mention the Monday Morning Mindfulness, you get them for half price. And you can also make a donation. That is your donation to the homeless project in which we are working on. And we are always working on it. So I want to pull up our Instagram page so that you can see the work that we do. And, you know, you slept well, you slept comfortable in a bed last night. And somebody didn't sleep at all because they didn't have anywhere warm to sleep. And that's not a good thing. Sleeping is what recharges you, is what regenerates you. And if you haven't been regenerated, then you're not going to have that nice of a day. So it is imperative that we remind ourselves of the words that we speak and the actions that we become involved in. So if you can find it in your heart to purchase a t-shirt, inhale affirmations, exhale negative self-talk, inhale genius, exhale doubt. There's just a ton of them. Just go in and look at them and see which ones speak to you, because they all speak to me. I mean, they were given to me from the Creator. And I just had to share it with you, and I hope that you will share it with someone too. But right now, I want to share this with you from the delivery we did this past Saturday. And I'm so glad we went, because the young man was like, "Could you please bring us some water?" They need water if they need nothing else. So I just want to share with you. That's our Instagram page. It says hln.homeless.project. And these are some of our posts. But as you can see, I want you to see, I was so devastated. We walked in, and this is what I see. I don't know why I can't hear it, but you can go to our YouTube page and you'll be able to hear it too. This is Tony getting, of course, the donuts failed, but none fell out the box. But those are just some of the boxes I'll be glad. Oh, there it is. I got to turn it up mute.
We got stuff for that. We got programs for that. Yeah, we did that. Yeah. You know what these people talking about?
We'll get that box, yeah, and then we've got. See what I want you to see. Some box. Oh, you got some stuff to help you clean. Sanitary stuff, yeah.
Is this out there?
You see, yeah, there's a box here. Can you take that? I'm good, Harry. There are new there. Uh-oh, that opened up. Sorry about that. You know the tents right there? They're gone. This is where the tent is. Wow. The tents are gone. You can go and see that on your own, but I just wanted you to see the work that we're doing, the deliveries that we made. Food is donated by the EAAchicago.org. We simply pack it and deliver it. So just so you know, you're not alone. Wherever you are in this life, someone is with you. And so go to higherlearningnetwork.org. Tax deductible donations are available. And you get t-shirt when you make a donation. So how about that? So just thought I want to share that with you. And I am way behind break time, and I apologize for that. Lionel Abdul Haq will be joining us right after the commercial break, so stay close.
Every day, thousands of our residents leave Chicago to shop in Indiana. Jobs are being lost, and businesses are relocating. Let's find a way to lower our taxes to encourage residents to continue living and shopping in our city. Let's rebuild. Let's restore Chicago. Vote for me for mayor of the city of Chicago, and I will work hard to find solutions that matter. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson.
Our kids are the future and should not be left behind. One person should not decide what is the best for our 77 communities. Politicians must work together for our kids' best interest. They deserve a safe education with resources that meet every student need. Let's rebuild and restore Chicago. Vote for me for mayor of Chicago. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Crime in Chicago continues to increase. Communities and politicians must come together to make a change. No one person can solve these problems by themselves, but I believe together we can make progress. Let's provide job training, economic growth, and invest into our 77 communities. Let's rebuild and restore Chicago. Vote for me for mayor of Chicago. I'm Dr. Willie Wilson, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Willie Wilson for mayor.
Latifah, and you're watching CTV on the Higher Learning Network. Yeah.
What is it to be 120 years old and remain active, healthy, alert, and vibrant? Our bodies are made up of cells that are constantly rejuvenating. So if we take proper care of ourselves, we can literally defy aging. Join us every Tuesday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time to learn about self-care from Design Essentials on the Female Solutions Blog Talk Radio Show. Learn how to help your body and yourself feel rejuvenated each day through proper nutrition, sleep, frequency medicine, and many unconventional methods of self-care. I'm Jody Susan. Join me and my amazing guests by calling in at 515-605-9325 and press 1 to speak. We'll help you achieve a breakthrough in your health today. Do you want to live in a world without war? Join our global peace movement. Helping culture, world peace, and restoration of life transcend culture, religion, ideology, and other boundaries to achieve peaceful harmony in the global society. HWPL is committed to bringing world peace and cessation of war through peaceful dialogue between religious groups. I am Director Kim of HWPL Chicago branch of North America. Join us for our next gathering. Call 773-580-1501 and be a part of the movement for world peace. Email us at chicagohwpl@gmail.com. Hi, I'm Dr. CJ of Verona Health, where we combine orthopedic manual therapy and neuroscience to treat the whole person. Health tip for the day is keep it moving. Doesn't matter how, just keep it moving doing something you enjoy. Walking, dancing, rolling on the floor with your dogs or kids, really anything. The body craves movement to keep its bones, joints. Even our mental health and internal organs and digestive system rely on our movement. Thanks for being a part of the Higher Learning Network on the Female Solution.
Grand Rising. And thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. I'm your host, ZeldaSpeaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. Are you living consciously or unconsciously? And how do you know the difference? Well, there's one way to find out. We are joined by our co-host today, Brother Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations, and we'll be taking your calls after the 8 o'clock hour at 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak, and we'll pull you up on the switchboard. But right now, let's bring on Lionel.
Hello,
Grand Rising. Thank you so much for joining us here this morning, Brother Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations. Love it. He always keeps it real right here on The Female Solution. Thank you for joining us this morning, Lionel. I do apologize for being a little late this morning, but, stuff happens. What can I say? But I know it's going to be a good show. I know that much. I do know. And
I appreciate the opportunity. And, I know things doing live presentations, you have, things that don't go exactly the way you want, but hey, it's all good.
It's Monday.
It's all part of the effort that you're making. And I really appreciate everything that you guys are doing, the ladies are doing that.
Yes, sir. And thank you for making that a correction, because we were having a discussion on our Sunday meeting. And one of the sisters said, "You guys," and I was like, "You know what, Zelda? You need to stop letting people trigger you with their words." So that was a trigger for me. And then you corrected it. It's like, it's not you guys, it's you ladies. And I was like, "Oh, okay, let it go. You're getting better at this, Zelda." So thank you, Lionel.
Well, that's part of what we focus on is undoing a lot of the things that we've been habitually conditioned to do.
Yes.
The idea of thinking and being conscious of our ideas, our things that we say and things that we do. Our words are very important, and I think it's a good thing. Because I try to advocate that, so I think it's just telling to make that correction myself after making the error. And, it's okay. All praise is due to the Most High.
Amen.
We are getting better every day.
Amen.
But it's a practice.
Yes, it is.
Practice and be conscious of.
Yes. And it takes effort and it takes energy to be conscious of everything you say and do. It's like you got to be the thought police on yourself, because if you're not, your mind will just run amok. Your mind will take you to a place you don't want to be and keep you there longer than you want to be there. I'm a living witness, and I know I'm not the only one.
That's true, and that's the problem. We're responding mostly to habitual conditioned behavior. Much of it fed into our subconscious and habitually become a part of our conscious life.
And it's a challenge.
That's what we want to talk about today.
Yes.
All blues.
Yes. Yes.
All blues. This is it's the concept of all blues. I wasn't going to play this piece, but I'm just going to instead ask people to look it up.
You know what? Lionel, I can play 15, 20 seconds of it.
Okay, well, most people are familiar. Anybody who knows anything about jazz knows all blues. And Bob Davis' composition, when his band formed, he was John Coltrane, a couple of very profound pieces that I don't care who you are, when you hear these pieces, you start to feel the groove. All blues is one of them. And the concept of all blues is was articulated and put to lyrics by, I think it was Oscar Brown Jr., I'm not exactly sure, but the lyrics break down the idea that the blues some blues are sad, some blues are glad, but they're all blues. And when you look at the sky, the sea, the depth of the sea, these are really deep blues. And the sky at night is an even deeper blue. And the consciousness, the concept of what you can see in the light as a result of light passing through your eyes, and what you don't see when you close your eyes, is the idea of conscious and unconscious, day and night. And these are concepts that are fundamental to human life that we don't focus on nearly enough. But those who have power, those who have knowledge, they are very much aware of the conscious and unconscious subtleties of life, and they use their knowledge of it to manipulate masses of people. So that's why it's called mass media programming. And so we have been misled, bamboozled, run amok, and led astray. And the 1% of the people who control the wealth also control mass media programming. And that is one of the main reasons why they have power and wealth, and most people have neither of those. But the power is based on their understanding of day and night, conscious and unconscious programming, and this is what we want to talk about. This is what we've been talking about. This has been the calculations since I started with it. It's something that I'm committed and devoted to. I couldn't turn away from it if I wanted to. I think it's different. People are starting to wake up, as they say.
Well, I'm glad to be honored to be among those who are awakening, because we're in a a time and a place now where people are beginning to see the light. And when they can see the light, they can be the light. Sometimes that's a painful experience, but it's all part of the experience.
The light for me is the subconscious that even the 1% power people in the world are not able to control. And what they have made their business to do was to get in between the conscious and the unconscious to manipulate the conscious and to lay a foundation, because the conscious, the unconscious is the depth of the soul. And when you talk about the blues, you talk about people having love problems, relationship problems, people who are lamenting their pain and their suffering a lot. And those are the dark blues. Those are the deep blues that you get in the depths of the ocean, the depths of space. And this is a consciousness that has a lot of power and energy, but you have to think deeply. And it takes you deep. When you have pain, you suffer, you go through something, somebody has wronged you or hurt you in some way, you feel it in your heart, and in the depth of your soul is where this pain registers. And it's like digging deep in the soil. You have to force the breaking of the soil takes you deep into the soil, and that's where you have to plant these seeds for them to grow. And this is where submitting to God, the idea of seeking refuge in God, the Creator, Allah, Yahweh, is so when those blues hit you, you turn it, you have a spiritual base, you have a connection that takes you so deep in your soul that it registers as a communication with your Creator and gets you in touch with that depth of your soul that the manipulators of our conscious mind have not reached. And if you exercise your faith at those troubled times, those blues, dark blue times in your life, you can awaken and reconnect with the depth of your soul that these manipulators haven't reached. And if you bring your conscious thought and behavior to recognize God at those times, you can reestablish a connection with God that you did not have. And so when we say you have the blues, that we have to pay our dues, is to experience the blues. That when you pay your dues, you are getting deep into your soul where you can really make a difference and start to bring about some change. And the seeds that you want to plant at that time, when you're going through those terrible experiences, is to reconnect with your Creator in a way that is real and deeper beneath what your conscious mind has been programmed to believe. And that is a process that's worth having, and I think that is why we go through some of these changes, we experience some of these hardships, is so that we can reconnect with that which we've been separated from.
Amen. I agree with that. And I truly agree with about the part about the soul, because there is a book, Lionel, I'm not sure if you're aware of it or not. It's called Issues in Your Tissues. And those tissues are part of your soul. Yeah. So everything that we are experiencing, it's in our soul, and our soul is a part of what makes us who and what we are.
And that's why it's important. When you look at how things like kindness is a weakness, and don't ask me for blank t-shirt, wave your hand in the air like you just don't care. These are ideas that have laid in the subconscious of our mind and been programmed willfully into our behavior. Programmed into the subconscious mind in the name of having fun. And as a consequence, we have people who think caring and being kind is the wrong thing to do. When in actuality, that is who we are as human beings. That is who we are as children of the Most High. We are kind, we are considerate, we are wise, and we are capable of doing wonderful things if we be ourselves. But this world has programmed us to be other than human.
Say that.
To reject our humanity in every shape, form, or fashion, and to become freaks. Crazy people. Who think shock effect. The shock effect is more important than the human effect. The idea of being outlandish and outrageous, to be intimidating, is a major influence. To have the power to make people afraid. And people are very afraid.
Very afraid.
They nurtured on fear as a joke, as part of the fun mentality. And this is so deep in our conscious behavior, it jumps right up and takes over our lives. Fear and foolishness are the root of the programming of mass media. And when we have these experiences of the blues, even the happy blues, the light blues, when we experiencing joy with family and friends and things that we enjoy, we are happy. Those are the light blues. But when you are having fun and enjoying things that are sinful, that are mean-spirited, that involve people doing things that could maim them and hurt them seriously, violent things. And this is what you do for entertainment. This is what the 1% has been feeding us. Things that really undermine our human character.
Thank you.
Kind, humane character. And that is the root of the problems that we have to solve.
And we got a lot of problems to solve. I love you said fear and foolishness, because the trolls are out here all day 24/7 and they are just waiting. So just know that when you make a comment online, know that there's somebody there waiting to sabotage or criticize anything that you just said, especially if it's something of substance. I talk about programming all the time. Excuse me. And before the end of the show is over, I'm going to share something with you. We got a few comments from the, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, Higher Learning TV show, feel free to put your comments in there and where your what city you're watching from. Jody Susan Calhoun, our host for Tuesday morning, Self-Care, says, true that. Self-awareness is crucial. And she says, yes, it's a great book, Issues in Your Tissues. We have been programmed since birth. We were programmed before we even got here. You think about how we have been programmed to see that before a child is born, first of all, let's find out if it's a male or a female. That's programming. Let's get pink for the girls and yellow for the boys, or blue for the boys. That's programming. Every single part of our existence, we are being programmed. Excuse me, and we don't even know it. So that's what Brother Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations is sharing with us this morning. And I'm going to share some more information with you after our our next break, I should say. And if you want to call in, 515-605-9325, press 1 to speak, and we'll take your call. So stay close, and we will be right back here on the Higher Learning Network. I don't know why they just did.
Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on QuickClick. On QuickClick, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the QuickClick marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique quick link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's quick link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's quick link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own quick link and begin earning quick cash as well. But QuickClick is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. QuickClick rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new quick link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs. since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at QuickClick.com.
And this is one of the organizations that we use in order to help raise funding for our homeless project. So thank you for sharing this video today.
Everything you need, what your body needs, is found in nature. So Susan Essentials doesn't do it any other way. Susan Essentials provides your employees and individuals access to over 20,000 nutritional products, and they are shipped direct to your door. Because Susan Essentials is certified in plant-based healing, we're committed to offer you the best nutritional supplements on the planet. They're non-GMO and sustainably produced, and we take the guesswork out for you. Let Susan Essentials help you take control of your health today. What happens when a group of people are kidnapped from their homes, smuggled away in chains, and held captive in a foreign land where they are tortured, raped, and forced to perform hard labor by the lash of a whip and under the constant threat of death? Slavery, the African American psychic trauma. What happened to the doctors, writers, scientists, builders, educators, and spiritual leaders from Africa's golden age? Who did they really capture and sell into slavery? Are all African Americans suffering from psychic trauma because of a conspiracy to hide their true identities? Do you have psychic trauma? Take the test on page 22 of the book and see. Order it online today at www.naimalatif.com. That's www.naimalatif.com. And get your personally autographed copy of the book, Slavery, the African American Psychic Trauma.
Grand Rising. And thank you for joining us back here on The Female Solution. I'm your host, ZeldaSpeaks. Welcome to Monday Morning Mindfulness. I'm joined by my co-host, Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations. Are you living consciously or unconsciously? And how do you know the difference? Let's go back to the phone line with Brother Lionel. Excuse me. How do you know if you're living consciously or unconsciously?
Well, actually, I mean both. I think we just that we have light blues and dark blues. We have day, we have night. We have our conscious life and we have our subconscious. But the subconscious is what we really need to understand more about, especially how we've been programmed through our subconscious by habits, the things that we see over and over again, the things that we say, like guys or, we can call them say man now, It's just common, the language, raise your hand in the air like you just don't care. Nobody was really trying to associate it at the time that they were doing that with a programming of behavior modification, basic psychology. They never made the connection between raising your hand in the air at a concert where you having fun. There's a crowd of people at a club or wherever, and you're doing this. You're actually going through the motion of waving your hand in the air and saying you just don't care. This is psychology.
Yes.
Behavior modification. And when you multiply that in every concert, every club, all around the South, especially the South Side, the black communities, and even in the Caucasian community, they were doing the same thing. This idea of cultivating, programming people's behavior through their conscious mind, through habitual programming is what has brought us to where we are today, where these people act like they're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
With their actual, but there's a sense to it, a behavior, when you understand that people have been programmed to believe that if you've got my language, if you've got the balls, you can be anything you want. You can get anything you want. All you got to do is just intimidate people and they'll give it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the mentality of the thug life. This is the concept of the criminal behavior.
Mm.
It is like a wild dog that senses the fear. The dog ain't 8 days, but and can barely move. But if he can sense fear in you, oh man, that dog gonna get his bones in and he'll take everything you got. He'll eat you up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because fear is a power for the weak. For those who have weak minds and weak character, fear is an intimidating factor that they can gain some strength from, and they realize some sense of manhood. And this is what is leading to the programming. I mean, that the programming to wave your hand in the air like you just don't care has led to the behavior that we see in our society today, the violent behavior, the criminal behavior. This has been programmed 20, 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're seeing is the reactions of it, the manifestations of what was programmed in us 20, 30 years ago. And this is got to be solved by us going deeper into our subconscious to connect with that which has not been programmed. Going deeper into our past, into the history of the world, to understand how we got where we are and how to overcome it. And it can be done overnight if we are sincere in our desire to want to be free from this artificial programming that is leading us off the edge of the cliff.
Excuse me. How do you stop or derail or slow down? How do you do that when you don't even know it, number one, and once you are aware of it, how do you begin the process of making that happen?
I say, well, there's wisdom, great wisdom in Scripture. There's great wisdom in the words, the Scriptures, all the Scriptures. But I prefer the Holy Quran. And the Holy Quran is a book, and the Muslim life is also under attack, and been under attack. In terms of what people understand, what they've been programmed in their subconscious mind to believe about Muslims, is the reason why the situation is the way it is. Because Muslim life has a very rigid, inflexible kind of image of being totalitarian or very strict. People pray 5 times a day, you know. But what you don't get from that is that these are practices. These are disciplines that lay a foundation that like a shovel or a drill going deep into your soul. And what is taking into your soul is the word, because you don't just pray anything.
Right.
You pray the words of the Holy Quran. One of my favorites is a verse that I've used in many of my reviews from the Holy Quran, chapter 7, 26 and 27. I'd like to read that.
Please do.
It says, "O you children of Adam, Allah, the one God, has bestowed raiment upon you to cover shame, as an ornament, but more so as a guiding light of righteousness. Such are among the many signs of Allah, the one God, that you may receive guidance. O you children of Adam, let not Satan, Lucifer, seduce you in the same manner as he got your parents out of the garden, stripping them of their raiment to expose them to shame. For he does stalk you and watch you from a position where you cannot see him. Allah, the one God, has made the evil ones friends only to those who practice no faith. So it is by virtue of us throwing off behavior like prayer, regular prayer that brings you to recite the words of the scripture that you say you believe. Scripture that is loaded with wisdom from the Creator for you to study and practice. This is powerful stuff, and it takes you deeper into your soul, and it also builds better relationships with between people. When people pray fast, they pray together collectively. You can pray by yourself, but the object is to come together and pray as a family, as neighbors, in a community. This is something that these people who run this world do not want in America. They don't want that. Because the fun, the foolishness, the gambling, the liquor, the alcohol, the drunkenness, the violent behavior, all of that would not exist in a society where people are oriented, and at least it wouldn't be to the extent that it is here now in America. And they don't want that. That's where they're getting most of their money from. So we have to get real. We have to get real, as the young people say. The object is to recognize that we have been misled, bamboozled, run amok, and led astray. And if we want to get back in touch, and we should want to get back in touch with who we really are as human beings, we should take heed and make some changes in our lives. Beginning with prayer, sincere prayer, and then get up and go to work.
Amen. I believe it 100%. Excuse me. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak if you just joined the conversation. Are you living consciously or unconsciously? And how do you know the difference? Brother Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations this morning is sharing a very important perspective, and we'd like to hear what you have to say about it as we go to the phone lines. Area code 336-350. Grand Rising, you are on the Female Solution. Unmute yourself. What's your name and where you're calling from? And what's your comment?
Grand Rising, how are you? This morning, it is.
That sounds.
Well,
Mama AZ.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Brother Rhino, for recognizing. Yes, ma'am. I put the number a long time ago to let you know my energy was there. And I really appreciate your wisdom, Brother Lionel. And I want to tell you, sister, you have inspired me to include myself again. My husband back in North Carolina, he started a ministry for the homeless people. And when I saw you, Sister Zelda, it just took me back to North Carolina and Open Door Ministries and people under the bridge. And right now, here in Sierra Vista, I had a friend. I'll hurry up as fast as I can. I had a friend. She's going on 74, I think, and she's homeless. she was in the rehabilitation center in Tucson with me, and she's homeless. She's outdoors.
Oh.
And the church that she belongs to in another state removed her. They call the police on her. And it's more to it than that. They call the police on her and had her removed from the church parking lot. And she's outdoors at Walmart right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Sleeping. And I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something, Sister Zelda. We have to talk about it. I've been watching you, and I posted that post. It just took me back, and I can do something. I can at least get a tent for some of these people. But this is in Sierra Vista, Arizona, and they got a whole lot of homeless people at Walmart and Staples and Food City, and a lady came to interview me the other day, and her husband is a policeman, and she said, Paris, my husband is a policeman, and he's called out to remove the people, but sometimes his heart has him to look the other way. And I saw that camp where you were, sister, and it just like, wow. And every day I give thanks to the Most High that I have a roof. However, it's very challenging because I'm a different person. I mean, I'm not your ordinary people. And Caucasian people here in this Cochise County, they find me different and challenging. But my daughter came from Georgia to eyeball me, and it gave me the air in my balls to keep going and thank us. And that's, I won't go on anymore. I think I'm grateful I was able to tune in. And thank you both for your inspiration, because it's kind of rough sometimes, y'all.
Yes, Mama Lazy. But just know that
the more we respond to these circumstances and with positive energy and positive ideas, the better it's gonna get. We need more of us to come out of the mindset of foolishness and fear, and to rise to meet the challenges that face us. And I appreciate your call, and may God continue to bless you.
Thank
you as well, folks.
Thank you so much, Mama AZ. Excuse me. You are right on target. And as she said, Lionel, I had no idea. See, this is all part of the programming. I had no idea that there was so much homelessness in the city of Chicago until I started working on this project. And then I'm doing my research, and I go to YouTube, and it's like the whole nation is homeless. And that's all part of the programming too. Yeah, let's get them, take the roof out from under them and make them more humble or less offensive, for lack of a better word. And let's see how they handle that. It makes you.
If we change our priorities, I think we can do wonders. Because in terms of escapism and the wealth and the money and the energy that we spend escaping reality, if we would be in turn with a prayerful heart and a prayerful desire to want to change our behavior and to change the state of the world, if we turn this thing around, we can take some of the foolishness out of our lives and begin to put some energy into doing things that will help other people, that will help the neighborhood. Picking up trash at the bus stop and in the neighborhood instead of throwing it. Those kinds of things can make a difference, because God is watching.
Amen.
And God is hoping that we will be restored to the humanity that He created us to be, and not these sick, crazy people who are sensation-oriented and trying to escape reality into foolishness and fight for ourselves. We don't need the money. We could check. If there are so many people who are wasting so much, that if they stop doing that waste and put that money into helping to change this thing tomorrow.
Yes, we could. But we have got to come out from under the consciousness. Yeah. Programming. Yeah. We got to come out from under that. First of all, we got to be aware of it. We can talk till we blue in the face, but until we are actually aware that we are programmed, nothing will change. And excuse me. Our sister of the microphone, Vieta Robinson, says, part of my conscious journey is paying attention to numbers that show up in my life and speak to me from a higher source. You are right on target, Vieta. I remember listening to the show, and not just this show, but many shows that she hosts. It's like numbers are always there, and if we pay attention to them. Now, I'm not talking about the lottery. I am not talking about the lottery. This has let the record show. I'm not talking about the $1 billion lottery. I'm talking about the things that keep popping up in your life that you need to pay attention to. And we often have a tendency to brush it off because it don't mean nothing. But see, that's what that Monday morning mindfulness quiet time is all about. Because when you spend some time in nature, nurturing your gift of thought, things will come to you and you'll pay attention to them. Like when insects fly across, you won't swat them anymore. You'll ask the question, okay, so what is the queen bee here trying to tell me? What is this insect? What is this fly you're trying to tell me? And see, people, it's part of programming too, because people call you crazy when you start thinking like that, because they have been programmed to think otherwise. And anything that is out of the norm of their normal way of thinking, you're crazy. So something wrong with you. I get it all the time. I'm used to it. Gotten it all my life. So what do? How do you handle that, Lionel? Excuse me.
Well, I think the best way, the idea of opening yourself up to be inspired and to be guided is the key. But I would recommend to go to the sources of guidance where you can read and get some understanding. Or practice the kind of things that like prayer and good deeds, righteous deeds that help other people. You can do that right away.
Yes.
You don't have to and you will get inspiration, the kind of inspiration that I'm trying to get people back in touch with, digging deep within the soul, to touch places that stir things up deep within your soul, where it's really dark and you don't see very much. But there's life there, there's energy there, and we need to get back in touch with that energy that goes deeper than the programming of this world and the conscious programming of mass media. That we need to get deeper into our soul and digging and going against those things that we've been programmed in the conscious mind to do and to respond to as right affirming ideas. We need to start doing those things like good deeds, prayer, charity, those kinds of things will awaken our spiritual being, our humanity. And I think that's what we need the most, to get back in touch with our humanity, because that is what makes us children of the Most High.
Amen. You hit the nail right on the head. Getting in touch with our humanity is one of the most, what's the word can I use? Crucial things that you can do, because when you are in touch with reality, you are in touch with your fellow human being, you can make a difference. You can't do it out here alone. That's why he talked about group prayer. And that's one thing that I learned by attending Shabbat, is that group, that power of the mind of where two or more are gathered, a change can be made. That's why we pray at noon. Why else would we come together as a global community? We can do this. We've done it before. History has shown that, but they want to keep us in the dark. Excuse me, because the programming will continue. Vieta, you said paying attention to the numbers, paying attention to the things that come into your life in a very small way that you have a tendency just to brush them off. Happens all the time. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak with or take one more call before we go to break. 773-221. You're live on the Female Solution. Grand Rising. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Edmund Nelson Bay from Chicago. I want to speak to Brother Lyman's point. Yesterday, I was at St. Mark United Methodist Church, and one of the songs they sang, my mother used to play it on the piano when we were in the projects at 2616 South Parkway before it became King Drive, apartment 1010. Be Still My Soul. And they had different lyrics. This is my song. And when you train a child in the way that is right, he or she will hopefully not depart from it when he or she gets older. There are so many things that influence our thought patterns, our belief systems, our self-concept, which is the core of human personality. And I think we need to vet any arbiter of human affairs, whether they be governor, mayor, president of the United States, in office to which I'm about to enter, so help me God, alongside Donald J. Trump as his vice president, as a 2024 Republican U.S. presidential candidate in my own right. Thank you very much. And I'm ever mindful of the plight of unhoused, unsheltered individuals throughout the country. I got kicked to the curb and was technically homeless in Denver, Colorado. And to Zelda's point, God is, whose proper name is Allah, who gave the first to Master W. Fard Muhammad along the way, beside the Christians and not with the Muslims. There's a different concept of Islam. That concept of Fard Muhammad is not the concept of Islam that I'm talking about. And it doesn't exist anywhere except here in America. So the Islam, historical Islam, was established 1,400 years ago by Prophet Muhammad. He received the book called the Holy Quran, and in that book, it said, in what he established is not being practiced. It is totally contradicting of everything that Mr. Master Fard Muhammad and all that in the Nation of Islam is totally against that. So there are two different concepts, and I want to make it clear that the one that came first, when Prophet Muhammad, may peace be upon him, who received the Holy Quran 1,400 years ago, is the foundation of what everything else has come since has borrowed from. They have taken from that, but they've changed a lot of the things, and they didn't have authority to change it. For Muhammad was not Allah, according to the Quran. And I got to make that clear as a Muslim.
Alrighty now. And I've got to go to my next commercial break as host of the Female Solution. Stay close. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Naima Latif, executive producer of the Female Solution Global Radio TV show. We are a part of the online network of Associated Internet Radio hosts. On Air. On Air empowers you with transformative news and interactive radio TV shows. This is such a wonderful time to be alive and to see our human family coming together as one community as a result of that powerful tool, the internet. We can now talk directly to each other all over the world. There's no need for conflict or misunderstanding. There's no need for violence to solve our differences. We can talk to each other face to face until we reach an agreement. On Air offers a fantastic global guide to communicators from all over the world using their internet platform to inspire us to strive to be our best selves in order to become the kind, compassionate, loving people we were all born to be. Once we do that, we'll see planet Earth transformed into a place of peace. Subscribe to the recommended YouTube channels, Facebook pages, and podcasts created by these Voices of Enlightenment. On Air provides daily news briefs and a weekly magazine to keep you abreast of events and opportunities. On Air news affiliates in television, radio, and print share information, insights, and interviews with notable personalities. Go to onaireverywhere.com for a daily dose of uplifting news. We're on air everywhere, online all the time. Do you worry about finances, family, health, jobs, relationships? Are you in pain? Do you feel stuck? If you answer yes to any of these questions, help is available. Don't worry, you're not alone. It's part of the human process. You only feel this way because you haven't mastered the voices in your head. No hype, just down-to-earth, solid, workable tools and techniques that you can practice daily. It's really food for the soul. Whether you want to learn how not to worry about anything, reverse type 2 diabetes, publish your book, promote your products or service, or just make extra money. Take advantage of the deal of the day. Go to ZeldaSpeaks.com or call 312-409-6619. Mention promo code The Female Solution and get free shipping. That's ZeldaSpeaks.com or 312-409-6619. Stop worrying today. Visit ZeldaSpeaks.com.
Grand Rising, and thank you for joining us back here on our last half hour together on The Female Solution. I'm your host, ZeldaSpeaks. Excuse me, and I am joined by our monthly co-host, Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations, and I know that last the last promo that you heard was for the worry, in which there is a worry workshop going on. Yes, I finally put it together. It has taken me a while, but by your request, I have done it. Many of us are former or worryaholics, I like to call it, because there are certain things that we have been programmed to believe, feel, live, experience that has taken us to a place that we don't want to be and keeping us there longer than we want to be there. So what I have done is put together the Worry Workshop, and it teaches you tools and techniques that will train you, deprogram you, reprogram you on how to control the worry that comes in your mind that you cannot do on your own. So this is the workshop. You go to my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com, and you will see the Worry Workshop there. And it is a tax deductible workshop. The proceeds benefit the Tent City residents at Tent City. This is another way that we're working to help those who are homeless, who are out there on their own. And this is a way that you can participate by sharing what you learn to others. And there's a fee, and it's tax deductible. And excuse me, got a frog in my throat this morning. Spit it out, Zelda. Wanted to share that with you. Naima Latif, Grand Rising, my sister. She says, "You are such a patient woman." Yes, I'm working on that. Grand Rising, Naima Latif, who will possibly be joining us for the after show coming up at 9:00. I so appreciate your wisdom and patience in allowing our guests and callers to express their thoughts. Continue setting an example of excellence as a host. Oh, thank you, my sister. Well, you know, you are the producer, and I'm just following in your footsteps, so can't help but to do good. And as we follow in the footsteps of Brother Lionel Abdul Haq, about conscious living. How do we do that? We must prepare some time. It's just not going to happen by osmosis as much as we think we would like it to. That's not how it works. We have got to put in the time, get rid of the fear and the foolishness by practicing a ritual. So the question is, what's your ritual? And we're going to take some more calls from the line very shortly here. Lana, but I want you to make a few more points because we've only got like 15 more minutes, and I want you to get all of your goodies in before we start the after show at 9:00. So what is it that you have to for our listeners to continue on this journey of deprogramming ourselves so that we can live to be that which we were designed to be, and not program puppets for those that control the media, that are controlling us right here, right now, as we speak. Oh, did I close your mic, Lionel? I'm sorry. I do apologize. I did close your mic. Okay. During the commercial break, I had to close it. Okay. Your mic is open, Lionel.
Okay. There's another word that is pronounced conscious. There's a conscience, conscience, actually, the way it's spelled. And most people focus on CONSCIOUS, conscious. And both of them sound exactly, they're pronounced exactly the same, but they're spelled differently. And just like show and show is in the dictionary twice, both of these words are in the dictionary. And they sound alike, but they're different in the context of the idea of conscious has to do with God, has to do with the divine. It has to do with you being mindful of your Creator, our Father, who art in heaven, and being influenced by that consciousness to want to reflect what would be pleasing to your Creator, to Allah, to God, and governing your behavior accordingly is what conscience actually speaks to. And this is what I'm talking about when I say getting deeper than what the programmers of this world have been able to instill in our subconscious. That they have programmed us with ideas about God that undermine our real conscious behavior. And we have to get back in touch with our Creator and have a greater respect for the image, the behavior that we reflect back to our Creator and on our Creator. Because if we are children of the Most High, and we are allowing the kind of suffering, misery, death, destruction that we are, but we're putting our resources into escapism and foolishness, witchcraft, Halloween. This is Santa Claus. I mean, just the fact that the way we've been taken away from reflecting on God during Christmas and focusing on Santa Claus and Christmas trees. They have nothing to do with the divine. This is clear evidence how we've been misled, bamboozled, run amok, and led astray.
Yes, sir.
And we have to get real. We have to get real about change.
If you want something,
it has to do with get to the consciousness that reflects about God, the conscious that reflects to have us reflecting on what is that God would want us to do. What is our Creator? What is Allah want us to do? What our behavior, what of our behavior, how much of our behavior is something that the Creator would be pleased with our doing? That's what we have to get to. And we're a long way from that.
Yes, Lord.
One of the things that has undermined that is the foolishness that has led to taking people in the name of God into things that have nothing to do with God. Like Halloween and Santa Claus.
Come on now. We judge each other's if we don't participate in the foolishness, because it's like it's almost like a bah humbug situation. It's like, why are you participating in this? I mean, why are you not participating in this? Well, number.
You won't ask me that. You won't ask me that. Nobody will ask me that.
They don't want that. They don't want that education.
Well, I mean, they don't really, but they know there's a reason.
Yeah.
They don't, and they are trying to escape having to face the reason why they're doing it is because of the gravity of going along with the crowd. You know, one of the things my grandmother ZeldaSpeaks told me when I was a child is that the road of the wicked will be crowded with people, but the road of the righteous will not.
Amen.
You'll run across a traveler every now and then.
Every now and again. 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak. Let's get some calls in here before you leave. Line up 706-202. I do believe that is Baba Kwame Sunhorse from Georgia. Grand Rising, Baba. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Grand Rising, Zelda, and assalamu alaikum to my brother. You know, the topic of conscious and unconscious. And I like the way that Rhino showed conscience, you know. The part in looking at the word conscious and unconscious. And un means, if you just take it, it says you in consciousness. You're in consciousness. And so the part that we're looking at is which one do we choose to understand how to use. We're programmed with DNA, and we go back 14 generations that they're now even being able to look at through science. And even when you say conscience, because the con of knowledge, as the word science only means knowledge. And the thing that we're doing is that what truth are we getting? Are we getting half truth, which is a whole lie? Or are we getting truth that's within each and every one of us? Because in the you and truth is the universe, because the universe is over us and in us. And so when we consign ourselves to believe in the divine force of the universe that created everything that we exist in, we have to be able to know how to tap in. Billy Carson has an excellent YouTube on that he talks about DNA. And he talks about the 14 generations. And tomorrow is a real special blood moon eclipse. And it's the first time in this country's history that election has fallen on an eclipse. And this is all in divine order. These are the things that have to be looked at and how this human system is moving towards itself. And the part that we're having actuality and validation is that divine intelligence is working, surpassing artificial intelligence, which it always will. When we talk about the homelessness, and I heard he spoke about Denver, and I was in Colorado, and I was there in Colorado Springs, and saying that I was homeless, a homeless vet. And the elder told me, he said, son, you're never homeless. The earth is your floor. The sky is your ceiling. The mountains and trees are your walls. You just need a space to put your suffer in. We've been herded into urban areas, and urban means you are banned. You are BAN, urban. That means that you put over 1,000 people in a square mile radius. We were not meant to be herded and put into that type of containment. And this is why we have the things that we see going on in our urban areas. Even in the rural areas are being attacked, and they're trying to herd the people off the land to take over. The part that we are looking at is how do we reconnect to our divinity? And that is in our DNA. Because the most used word in the King James Bible, 28,935 times, is the word and. And put in the mirror as a reflection, as they say, we're made in the image. The words are images. And when you put the word and in the mirror, it says DNA. This is what we have to understand. We are already programmed from the divine. What we have to do is to look at how we grew ourselves from the conception of a male-female energy and grew a body that we now here on this earth utilizing space and time, which is not a European concept, because we are forever. We are the Alpha and the Omega. We are forever. There's nothing new under the sun. So what we have to understand is how do we reconnect to ourselves? You are the one you've been waiting for. So what's stopping you?
Well said, Baba Kwame Sunhorse of Georgia. And I have the video up, the link you just sent me, Zelda Breath of the Wild Guide, everything you need to know about the blue moon. We're going to discuss that coming up in the after show. Can you hang around for that, Baba Kwame Sunhorse? And I think he must have just muted himself, but that is, or did I just lose him? I think I just lost him. But anyway, that's what we'll be talking about. Part of what we'll be discussing on the after show. So you be sure and stick around for that. It is 8:51. We got about a good 5 more minutes together. Lionel, I'd like you to give us a closing thought on how we can continue the process of learning to live consciously instead of unconsciously.
Well, to make a conscious effort in terms of awareness, you have to direct your will in that direction. That is what conscious is. Conscious is not conscience. Conscience is the deep perspective and reflection on what God would have you do. That's conscience, what they call conscience, spell conscience. Conscious is awareness and where you direct your will and how you direct your will. You have the certain amount of free will, and that is what your conscious directs. And but people who program your subconscious can interfere with your will, can direct your will without you consciously knowing it. You think it's your will, but they have put things in your subconscious that when you're asleep or when you're not aware of it, that affect your conscious will. My perspective is the real direction of will, the real direction of our life should be reflecting on what God wants for us. And whatever you think God is, you should obey that. Until you, but I suggest you study the history of what you believe first. Let's see how it came into being. Just take something just because somebody give it a name and say this is a religion, and say I'm going to take that religion. You need to study the history of that religion.
Yes, you do. I am so glad you said that.
Otherwise, you will be misled.
Yes.
You will be misled. And that's part of the way you're being misled in the name of God, because we don't know the history.
And that was one of the experiences I had last night while listening to Vieta's show on Soul Purpose Healing on Sunday night from 7 to 9 Central Standard Time. Our executive producer, Naima Latif, introduced some information from her book. Which book was it, Naima? She'll be joining us at the after show at 9 o'clock. And it talked about the history of religions and where they came from and things of that nature. And I was like, whoa, okay. So yeah, you believing in what you believe in, but do you know the history of that belief? So yeah, that's why I said you got to go back and listen to the whole show last night, because when Naima, and she'll be coming on to do the after show, I hope that she will bring the book with her, because there's some information that it just blew me away. That's why I just love doing it. I'm sorry, I get so excited doing this show. You know, I know you think I'm bringing you the information. I'm a very well aware that I am just a vessel of this information that we are sharing here, and that's why Brother Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations is such a crucial part of this learning experience, because he will say things that make you think. It's like, why do I think the way I think? Why do I act and live and do and have my being the way that I have it? Because that is what I was introduced to, and that is how I will live until I learn the history of where that came from. Did I
point? You know, morality is important.
Yes.
Morality is like water.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot live as a human being without it. Mm-mm. And you having a life with your morals are determined by whatever situation you're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
If there is no right and there's no wrong. Morals is about right and wrong.
Mm.
And right and wrong has to do with what's going to be in the best interest of you as an individual, but more so as a society.
Mm-hmm.
Society.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger picture is the most valuable picture.
Mm.
But they are all connected. And understanding the connection between individual life and community life is what community cultivation is all about. We're trying to build a better community by understanding the foundation of life being the Creator. And if we orientate our life according to the guidance of the Creator, we will be much better off.
We will be much better off if we pay attention to that which we have been guided to pay attention to, not programmed, but guided. This is a small guide for you here on the Female Solution. It is 8:56. We've got to play the ending at 8:57. So I'd like you to share your contact information. And for those of you who are listening on the switchboard, we're going to go into the after show. And so you need to call in. You need to press 1. You're already there. Press 515-605-9325, and we'll take your calls. But please press 1 right now as we leave with a closing thought from Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations and your contact information. Lionel?
773-642-1453.
773. 642-773-642.
773-642-1453.
Lionel is old school. So you want to talk to me? Talk to me. Don't text me. Don't email me. We working on that. We're gonna get something special going for Brother Lionel Abdul Haq, so that you can text him, because I know some of you all are a little shy and you may not want to connect via voice, but we're going to make other ways available for you, so don't worry about it. Okay.
Well, you can text me on my phone, but
okay, you can.
I think that's much more important.
Okay, so you can text him at 773-642-1453. Thank you so much, Brother Lionel Abdul Haq of Community Cultivations. We look forward to having you here next month and December for our next meeting. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you, Lionel. And peace be with you too, my brother. Naima says, please resend the link. I will be sending the link. And in the meantime, listen to this and we'll start the after show.
Russia, Spasiba. Germany.
Oops. Sorry about that, y'all.
Poland. Dziękuję. France. Merci. Spain. Gracias. Italy. Gracias. Egypt, Shukran, Ghana, Madagascar, Nigeria, Eshe, South Africa, Niamanga, Senegal, Jerez, Kenya, Asante, Israel, Toda, Pakistan, Shukriya, Afghanistan, Tashakur, Saudi Arabia, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you. And may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.
And that is the voice of Naima Latif, in which I will be playing for you the promo for the Female Solution. And we will be right back with Naima for the after show.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.
And those are many of the places in which you can see part of the Female Solution. And we will be starting the after show momentarily as Naima joins us here on the Female Solution. But until she does, I want to share with you this information that is available to you. Please join us, mark your calendar for the Worry Workshop on Friday, November 18th. So my question is, what do you worry about? Your job, your parents, your health, your children. What worries you the most? And how has worrying stopped you from moving forward? How does it make you feel? What is it doing to your health? These are some of the questions you want to ask yourself, because worry will keep us in a place we don't want to be longer than we want to be there. And I am blessed with the opportunity to have had the experience, knowledge, and wisdom that has been shared with me down through the years on how to eliminate worry. And I was like, wow, I wish I had known this 30, 40 years ago. I'd have never worried about anything. But you have to go through life in order to get some wisdom sometimes. So if you go to my blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com, you will see that information there. And it is not a free workshop. It is a workshop that in which you can donate, and you will receive a link to the workshop. And I think it's a very nominal donation to decrease worry in your brain, because when you are worried, you are in fear that something is going to happen that may or may not happen. And it brings issues to your tissues because you have put yourself in a state of confusion, and your heart, liver, lungs, all that feels it. And you wonder why you feel sick. You ever felt sick to your stomach when you thought about something? Well, that's because the body's chemistry knows what's going on in your mind. And until you learn how to master that, you're going to continue to have issues. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we welcome you to the Worry Workshop, which was going to take place on Friday, November 18th at 12 noon. So you can do it on your lunch hour or your school break, or if you're at home and you just a little worry wart, because I've been a worry wart. People say worry comes from your your life. And it does come from your life. It comes from your life experiences. And if you haven't learned how to master that, then you're going to continue to have the kinds of experiences that you have that keep you in a state of chaos and confusion and turmoil. So I just wanted to share that with you. And last but not least, one of the videos that I did not show this morning on the on our website, higherlearningnetwork.org. These are t-shirts that are available to you as a viewer, listener of the Higher Learning Network and the Female Solution. The t-shirts are on a blog at higherlearningnetwork.org. All you have to do is click through them. And remember that when you wear them, to say the words out loud, because you now know, and it's on our YouTube channel, Higher Learning TV show channel, what the rich know that you don't know about fashion. So when you inhale love and exhale hate, you're starting a movement unbeknownst to yourself and your family and your community that will take you to a place that you'll enjoy being. So these are some of the t-shirts. Inhale supreme being, exhale anything less, inhale the God spirit, exhale the evil forces, inhale affirmations of love, yes. Exhale confusion, inhale faith, and exhale fear. One of my favorites, because we live in fear. We are programmed to live in fear. The television that you watch, the cell phone texts, the messages that you get keep you in fear. What's going to happen now? Will I be able to go vote? Will I get home safely? Will I get to school safely? All of that is designed with you in mind to keep you in a place you don't want to be longer than you want to be there. So these t-shirts are available for you. They're half price if you mention the Higher Learning Network here on the show when you go to make your purchase. And you can always reach me when you go to higherlearningnetwork.org. Let me pull that up so you can see it. Actually, it's already there. I need to go back to the actual channel on higherlearningnetwork.org. Where'd you go? Oh, there it is. I'm going to go back so you can see when you pull it up while we're waiting on Naima for the after show. I'm going to go to I'm at the product page. So when you go to higherlearningnetwork.org, can you see that? There you go. And when you go to higherlearningnetwork.org, you will see, if you scroll to the bottom, all the way down, you see the female solution all there. Scroll to the bottom. I saw it yesterday. Now why I don't see it today? Of course. There's our contact information, 312-409-6619. But we have a calendar on here. What did I miss with the calendar? I know it's here because I saw it. Oh, is it here? Contact us. There it is. It's next to the project page, how to contact us. So if you have questions or you'd like to receive the newsletter that I send out weekly, there it is. You can put your information in here to send us a message, but you can also scroll all the way to the bottom and you can schedule a call. That's right. You can select a date. You can schedule a call with myself, ZeldaSpeaks. You can do a 15-minute free stress relief consultation or any other consultation that you'd like to have that would benefit you, that would help remove the issues from your tissue. It's on the bottom of the page on higherlearningnetwork.org. When you click on contact, you'll see that. So that information is there and it's available for you. Or if you see the number, Naima says still no link. Let me play a quick promo for you. You can also text 219-299. There it is. Text the word stress relief 219-699-2114. And I'll get that text. But in the meantime, Naima is having a little difficulty. So let me grab a promo right quick and play that for you so I can send Naima what it is that she needs and so that you can hear the rest of the show, because I know you want to hear it. So where is it? And I know I didn't get rid of it, did I? Please tell me that. There it is right there. All right, so you all watch this, hold tight, and I'll be right back.
Welcome to Quick Click, where customers can buy, share, and earn. Meet Sam. Sam owns an e-commerce business that sells athletic shoes and running gear. Sam wants to increase her sales without increasing marketing spend, so she decides to list her products on Quick Click. On Quick Click, her loyal customers can get paid for sharing her products with their friends. Sam uploads her products to the marketplace, just like she would on Amazon or Shopify. Meet Laura. Laura is in the market for a new pair of shoes and comes across Sam's brand on the Quick Click marketplace. Laura is able to purchase the shoes and check out like she would on any other e-commerce site. After purchasing, Laura receives a unique Quick Link that she can share with friends to begin earning quick cash. Her friend Jessica opens Laura's Quick Link on her phone and purchases the pair of shoes. Because Jessica purchases using Laura's Quick Link, Laura receives quick cash in her account. After purchasing, Jessica can now share her own Quick Link and begin earning quick cash as well. But Quick Click is more than just your typical referral or affiliate platform. Quick Click rewards customers for sales they directly and indirectly influence. So, for every sale Jessica's new Quick Link makes, Laura will earn additional quick cash as well, making the potential for earning exponential. Laura and Jessica can transfer their quick cash balance to their bank account at any time, or can even use quick cash to make additional purchases in the app. Meanwhile, Sam can just watch as the sales roll in. Best of all, she doesn't have to worry about costs, since she is only spending marketing dollars when actual purchases are made. Start buying, sharing, and earning today at quickclick.com.
That's all, folks. And that is one of the ways in which we raise
Spending marketing dollars
for the Higher Learning Network TV show in order to raise funding for the homeless. And I'm going to stop that screen so that you can see me, because Naima Latif is in the building as we bring her on right about now. And that would be my sister of the microphone, and that would be Naima Latif. My sister. After Show Live. You know, it's always something trying to keep us from being telling the truth. I have learned I don't even get upset anymore.
Yes, but for some strange reason, my computer would not bring up the link. It came up on my phone, so my picture looks a little distorted because I had to do it on my phone instead of my laptop. But hey, it's still me.
That's all that matters is you, and that's what matters. Take it away, Naima, while I go get me some tea.
Well, of course, you talked about consciousness, and that's always a challenge because the Earth School that we're on, it's a challenge because it is a place where people are of different consciousness. Now, there are some societies in the universe where everybody's on the same level of understanding and awareness, and everybody's pretty much doing the same thing because, they think the same, they're homogenous. But here on planet Earth, the Earth School, you have people of various levels of consciousness. Some that are highly spiritual aware, and they understand some basic things about life. They understand the importance of being kind and loving and generous and compassionate. And that's how they live their lives and their benefit to their society. And then you have some people who are insensitive, mean-spirited, greedy, selfish, vengeful, violent, and they hurt people because they don't have any empathy. They don't understand that we're all connected. So they create disorder. So you have all the various levels of consciousness in between the highest and the lowest. And that's the challenge of the Earth School. You're coming here with the intention to maintain your light, your love, your compassion, your spirit of generosity, even though people are mean and unloving. So I compare it to a one-room schoolhouse. Now, some of us have had parents that actually grew up in those kind of environments where you had a school, but there's only one classroom. And all the children were in that one classroom. So you have everybody from those who are in kindergarten all the way to the 12th grade students who are ready to graduate. And you have all the levels in between. Now, of course, the challenge is that everybody is not learning everything at the same time. Everybody's on the level that they are. So they're getting the lessons that they need for their growth, their elevation, their progression. You have the people who are in the 12th grade. They have a different level of maturity. They have a different level of understanding. They have a more serious outlook on life because they're geared toward their graduation and going on to either higher education or beginning their career. So they're taking school a lot more serious. Whereas the kindergartners, they're playing around, they're fighting, they're shoving each other back and forth, talking, not paying attention to the teacher because they don't have the same level of maturity and an awareness of the importance of school as the 12th graders. So depending on the dynamics of the classroom, if you've got a lot more, say, kindergartners, first graders, second graders, then you have juniors and seniors, people who are a little more elevated and serious, then it's going to be a lot more disorder in the classroom because you have a lot more younger students that don't have the maturity and discipline. But when you have more older students, when you have more people who are serious about education, who know how to control themselves, who are paying attention when the teacher gives instructions, then the dynamics of the classroom is going to be a little different. You're going to have the older students that have more influence in the way people behave because they're setting the example. So that's how it is here in the Earth School. When we've got more unconscious people that are fighting, they want to make war, they want to take people's things, they want to try to intimidate people and threaten people and kill people and destroy things if they can't have it and all of that. That's the kindergarten level. That's where too many people are, and that's where too many people have been for a long time. So the more people that are living at the higher conscious level, the more people that are living a life of understanding and responsibility and self-management, the more the culture changes to reflect that. So just like that one-room schoolhouse needs more people to reach that elevated level of maturity, Earth needs more people to reach that elevated level of maturity in order to influence what is dominant in the behavior. So even though you might have those students that are kindergartners running around, not understanding they're supposed to sit and listen, not being able to pay attention, want to scribble all over the walls, just no discipline at all, even though you might have some of those. Basically, there is the social pressure of the mature students to encourage them to get in line and get themselves together. So our challenge is to create more of the serious, mature, responsible students on planet Earth that can influence the behavior of the kindergartners that are still running around creating disorder because they are not disciplined and self-managed and mature enough to understand the responsibility of being in school. That's the state that we're in. So when our brother Lina Abdul Haq speaks of higher consciousness and discipline, this is what our challenge is: to deal with people that don't have any consciousness or discipline, and to not end up acting like them and creating more disorder. Because in frustration, sometimes the people who know better will get annoyed, and the next thing you know, they're acting as the ones who don't have any sense, don't have any understanding, don't have any awareness, don't have any training and preparedness for maturity, because we just want them to shut up and stop disrupting things. So we end up fighting and screaming and hollering and throwing around desks and shoving people, just like the kindergartners, if we're not careful. Our challenge is to maintain our higher consciousness, even in the midst of their disorder, and to not allow ourselves to get drawn into the conflict, the behavior that is disruptive, the lack of self-management. Our challenge is to maintain our light, our awareness, our higher consciousness, and set the example for those who still don't know any better, because spiritually, they're still in kindergarten.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we are. And when we see it that way, then we understand that our responsibility is to set the example and to be among like-minded people, so as we interact, those who don't know any better can know how to interact. One thing our first Saturday host, Jana, is doing, and she every year creates the nonviolent blogging carnival, and November is the month of celebrating nonviolence. And the whole thing is to reiterate that it's unnecessary to live in a violent society. We have the power to communicate with each other and share ideas and share our needs and our desires without hurting each other. We have the capacity to do that. There's never a reason to go to war. We of the higher consciousness must teach how you relate to people in a way of mutual respect. This is behavior that has to be learned, just like kindergartners coming into school for the first time who may have come from homes that they were taught nothing. They have to learn how to function in a group setting where everyone is respectful of everyone else's needs. And this is the challenge that we face, in understanding that those who are perpetuating violence, that is not to be imitated or supported or encouraged in any form. All war everywhere is wrong. There are no war heroes. That's a contradiction. War means mass murder. There isn't any way you can make that an admirable act, because it is mass murder. And so this is why we've allied ourselves with organizations like HWPL, which stands for Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light. And they've been all over the globe teaching a philosophy. And this is why very shortly we'll be launching our Parenting with Peace class on how to raise a child that is prepared to help create the society of the new earth. A society without violence, without meanness, without conflict. And it is possible, but we have to raise our children to think differently. And this is a whole new thrust in parenting. You have to first acknowledge that what we're living right now is the lower level, most barbaric way of living. It's not necessary, because there are people who know better. There are people who do not fight and kill each other and argue in such disrespectful ways. There are people who know how to share ideas and even disagree and still be in harmony. That's a way of living. That's the state of being. But you can't be that way unless you're taught. And you first have to teach empathy for others. You have to teach the philosophy that we are all connected as one body on this planet, And we are all part of the universe. We are an expression of the creative force of the universe we call God, every single one of us. And we're all part of one body. So if you are out of order, that's like a cancer cell in the body. You're making everybody sick. So you must do your part to be in order and be in harmony. And there's nothing wrong with you. However you are the perfect expression of God. So love yourself and love your fellow beings and be a part of the one community that we are. This philosophy is something that has to be taught at birth, before birth. It has to be lived by the parents who are raising the child, which means they have to perhaps unlearn some things that have made them mistreat children or accept mistreatment because they didn't know any better. And we can always be forgiving of people who didn't know any better. Our parents did the best they knew how. Their parents did the best they knew how. Their parents did the best they knew how. But now that we have higher knowledge, we have to use it and create the kind of society that we wish to live in. A heavenly culture where there is no fear, there is no lack, there is no depriving people of what they need. And the society that we are creating, there will be no homeless because no one will have the desire to see people suffer because of their selfishness and refusing to share. That will not exist. And so we have to teach a mindset that does not create that kind of society where you will watch someone out on the pavement, like Mama Az's talked about, the woman who the church people put out of the church and let her be out in the street rather than give her shelter.
Talking about the church folk. I'm just saying.
So that's a mindset of people who are so selfish, and they judge people based on whether or not they have money. You don't have money. You're not worthy. It's wrong with you. You're despicable. That attitude is taught. So how does one justify that? Well, we don't have insurance. What if she gets hit? What if she gets hurt in the church and she sues us? I've heard that. I've heard that excuse. Well, in the society that we are creating, that thought does not exist. Worrying about lawsuits. You simply live to serve your fellow beings and give what you have given to you by the Creator of your skills and talents and abilities. And that means no one does without shelter. No one does without food. Because we know that that's wrong. You are part of me. I'm a part of you. Why would I do that? No more than I would cut off my own finger or pull out my own tongue. Why would I hurt myself? So we're raising children to think differently and therefore create differently. It's not based on this system that is a very artificially created system of wealth and poverty. This earth is here for everyone to share. And there is no reason for anyone to do without. There is plenty for all. And what's in our hearts that would allow us to let someone suffer out in the cold and the elements when there's plenty of shelter, buildings, warmth for everybody? That's what needs to be corrected. That's what needs to be transformed. So this is the class that our dear sisters are all participating in creating. 12 lessons in this course on parenting with peace that we will be presenting on our New Earth Homeschool Academy platform, so that the next generation that is raised will not have inside of them the pain, the hurt, and the feelings of rejection that this current generation of youth is experiencing. That is why they're angry. That is why they're violent. They're giving the hurt that was given to them. Whatever you put in a child, that's what they give back to you. So what we see happening violence, carjackings, shootings, robbings. This is the pain that we've given to children, making them feel that they must struggle to survive because no one cares for them and their lives. People making them feel bad, ridiculing them, shaming them. They're giving us their pain that we gave to them. So now that we see what it looks like, we can stop giving them this pain. And that means parents who are raising children must have a different way of thinking. And that has to be taught. And what we learned has to be unlearned so that we can stop passing on pain and we can create love and peace. So that's our goal. So look for it. Parenting with Peace. And this is for parents who will be parents in the future, parents who are currently parents, parents who may be grandparents, but definitely all of those who want to see a better world. It's the world that we will create based on our own thoughts and a changing of our thoughts. And all of our sisters, those wonderful hosts that you've heard over the years on the Female Solution, are a part of this project because all of them have shared some great wisdom that needs to be capsulized and studied so that we can learn how to think about ourselves so that we can give the best to our children. And we have to acknowledge what's wrong with the world and stop trying to adjust to what's wrong. It's just like if you have size 10 feet and you buy a size 8 shoe and you keep trying to scrunch your feet in the shoe and you keep feeling like something must be wrong with your feet because it won't fit. No, there's nothing wrong with your feet. There's something wrong with the shoe. Get a shoe that fits your foot size. This society, we keep trying to make ourselves fit into a mean-spirited, cruel, insensitive society. This is the wrong society. You don't have a lifestyle where you're constantly living in worry and stress. You got to rush here and rush there, always worrying you're going to get fired from a job. You can't feed your family and can't live in your home. That's wrong. That's not the way to live. That's not the way to interact. Always worried somebody's going to take your things and hurt you in the process, violate you. That's not the way to live. That's not the way to relate. Adjusting to that. Look at how insane we're adjusting to people's explosions of violence, having children do emergency drills just in case someone comes in with a gun and decides to shoot up the school. This is how you hide from them in the closet. We're doing this in our schools now, adjusting, trying to fit into an insane society where people might come in and shoot up children. So when we find ourselves adjusting to insanity, that's like those 12th graders acting like the kindergartners in the one-room classroom. Instead of me setting the example of how you manage yourself and your behavior so that you can absorb the knowledge and learn and become a better person and treat your fellow students respectfully, we're going to now act like the kindergartners who are running around, scribbling on the walls, fighting, knocking over desks, totally out of order and control. We're going to do what they're doing. Now, what kind of classroom do you think you're going to have? Absolute chaos.
Yep.
So we who are of higher consciousness cannot adjust to the disorder of those who are of lower consciousness. We must set a higher example. This is how you live. This is how you create a civilized world in which everyone lives in peace and harmony and mutual respect. This is how.
And I have got to show a video that someone shared with me, Naima. if you need to take that. I can, you'll call them back.
Yes.
I need, and she looks so pretty. Did you see her hair this morning? She's been to the booty shop. I love it.
Booty shop.
Booty, beauty, same thing. But talk about cohesiveness and coming together. I have got to show this video. I have never seen anything like this. Is what happens when people come together and they synchronize. It's a minute, and it's a minute 23 seconds. I want to show this. This is what happened when we put our minds together and we all work together in accordance. Are you ready for this? Call somebody and tell them to watch this. Here we go. Is that not phenomenal? I just had to show that to you.
That is.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I want to minimize it so you can see what it says at the top. But excuse me. Oh, well, so much for that. But it said, let me go back to what it said. It said, of course, it doesn't want to pop up here now. But it in essence, it just shows the synchronicity of when minds come together, what they can do together. So if we put our minds together to make anything happen, anything, this is what it looks like. And if they can do it, you can do it.
Yes.
That was
isn't unity beautiful?
Yes. That's what can happen for you. Mm-hmm. But you've got to be open and receptive to it.
Yes.
You've got to want it. You know, nothing in this world happens that we don't have a choice about.
That's right. That's right. We always have a choice. And there is no one making us do anything. And we can always change situations by changing something we're doing ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So for those who have been overwhelmed, again, with worry, and you probably need to sign up for that worry workshop so you can understand that most of the things you worry about are things that have not happened and are not going to happen, and that you've created in your own mind. We spend a lot of time worrying about things that have not even manifested.
And we live gonna manifest.
Yeah, and they're not good. We worry about things that never happened, and we're living it as if it did happen.
Right.
That's what worry is. You're living something that has not happened as if it did happen. So you're experiencing the emotions of distress as if it happened.
And you wonder why you have issues in your tissues, because you are allowing outside circumstances to control your emotions, things that may or may not happen. But chances are they're not going to happen. But because we are surrounded in a community of thought, of fear, as Lionel Abdul Haq say of community cultivation, of fear and foolishness. We are so programmed because we turn it on and we're paying for it. That's the killing part. We're paying for it.
We're paying for the pain that we're experiencing.
Yes. We get a cell phone bill every month.
Mm-hmm. And we pay it, and we choose to go on the phone and watch the most distressing things, and then it literally is changing our body chemistry and creating distress. So we're doing this to ourselves. You're watching things that are happening, whether it's down the street or around the world, is not in your house. So why are you upset? It's not affecting you unless you decide you're going to be upset at these people over here who chose to fight, who chose to beat each other up, who chose to kill each other. You're going to be upset at that, but that's not happening to you. They made decisions that resulted in what they're experiencing. Why are you distressed about it and feeling like it's happening to you?
Well, that's
this is not to say that you don't care what happens to people, but we have to realize that other people create situations and then they experience the consequences of the choices they made to create those experiences. And we can choose to look at people who made different choices and are having another experience. There are more people on the earth right now who are living in higher consciousness, more people who are doing acts of service, such as our dear sister Zelda and many others who are helping homeless, helping people, providing comfort and what people need. There are more people who are doing good deeds. There are more people who are performing acts of kindness. There are more people who are helping to heal people. There are more people doing great things than there are the people who are creating disorder. So why are we choosing to keep absorbing the vibrations of distress of the people who are choosing to create disorder? And we're choosing to see the world as worse than it is because we're choosing to look at the people who are doing upsetting things instead of looking at the people that are doing helpful things. Why are we doing that? We need to change our perspective because the world is getting better. Just like that one-room classroom. If you have 30 students and you only have 2 seniors in 12th grade and you have 25 that are in kindergarten and then the rest are in 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade, but you got the majority of the disruptors, well, yeah, he's going to have a pretty disruptive classroom. And then you're going to always see the fights and you got constantly screaming, sit down, shut up, and all of that because they're out of order. But if you've got that one-room classroom of 30 students and let's say 25 of them are seniors and maybe you have 2 or 3 kindergartners, but if you spend all day looking at those two or 3 kindergartners that are fighting, talking loud and all that, and you spend all your time with them instead of all the other students that are doing wonderful things, working out mad problems, answering questions and talking about history and science, and you're spending all your time instead looking at the ones who are disruptive, then you're going to have a distorted view of what the classroom is like. The classroom is not those 2 or 3 disruptors. The classroom is all of those scholars that are showing their knowledge, their wisdom, their preparedness to continue their education. So where do you want to focus your attention? On the few that are still disrupting or on the many that have evolved and are doing great things? How are you going to define that classroom? Same way, how are we going to define the earth on which we live when there are so many people doing such fabulous things? We see them all the time on our shows. The healers, the people with new inventions, the people who are creating new thought, the people who are changing lives. We see it all the time. So let's change how we're seeing each other and the world so that we can appreciate the change as it's happening right before our eyes. We can appreciate it because it is here and we're helping it to continue exponentially by giving a class to those who are going to be giving birth or who are raising children now so that they can help in the creation of the kind of world we want to live in. What do we say on the Female Solution advertisement? 50 years from now, the earth will be populated by a new generation of adults, many of whom are yet unborn. Our mission is to nurture them in childhood with love, guidance, and protection, and to raise them in healthy, happy families, so they will create a world where people can live together in peace. This is our goal. So 50 years from now, whoever is making a mess, they're not even going to be here. That's the beauty of transitioning out of here. If you're doing great things, those great things will continue. The legacy that you leave will continue to do good. The books that you write, the videos you produce, those will continue to educate people. You'll continue to have a positive impact. If you're if you're making a mess of things, if you're hurting people, well, you know what? When you leave out of here, all of that disorder that you create is gone. It leaves when you leave, and other people can clean up the mess, and it'll be like you weren't even here. That's what we have the power to do.
Yep.
So 50 years from now, all those who are creating problems, they won't be here. So let's stop giving them our power, our attention, and our energy, and our worry, because they don't have that kind of influence. They're going to be gone. They're going to transition out of here, and we have the ability to create something to replace them. So let's do it.
So let's replace faith with fear. And let's take our last call of the day, 706-202. I believe that is Baba Kwame Sunhorse, who will leave us with a closing thought. Baba Kwame Sunhorse, are you with us?
Assalamu alaikum, Naima.
Yes, alaikum salam.
I had to go back and throw out my copy of, psychic trauma to read what you were speaking about last night. So I thank you for that reminder. But what you're talking about, and I'm sitting here right now looking at epigenetics, and especially for us in the way it pertains to African Americans, and at the high rate of what we carry, the traumas of 14 generations. You're talking about 50 years. 14 generations is about 252 or 54 years. So what you're looking at, as Native Americans say, is that what you say and what you do should be for the next 7 generations. Because as I sit here, I could say 7 generations. I know my great-great-great-grandparents, and I know my great-great-grandson and granddaughter. So that's 7 generations that I sit here and I'm accountable for. What I'm doing is looking at what you're saying is how do we, yes, we need to begin doing this, but we need to reprogram our DNA. The DNA that we carry are from the generations before us. The DNA that we're going to reproduce will be the generations that will continue on from us. And what do we program into that DNA that can be activated to create not the kindergartners, but the high school, the middle school, the elementary, the middle school, and the high school, and the universal children that would be able to activate their DNA and activate a new evolution, because we're moving from a Homo sapien to a Homo spiritus. What does that look like? How do we conceive this new evolution? Because evolution only says know what you love. How will we love human beings in the next 7 generations?
That's an excellent question.
Yeah.
Naima, you were saying?
Well, this is the start. This is the start. Put it in motion. And this is why we give people that foresight of what our strategy is. We have been through a time, we've been through an experience that was disruptive, and it should have taught us something. We have many, 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 many years of world history in which people from around the world have done well, and they've had times of prosperity, and then we've had times where people have hurt people. What we should have learned as a human family is that it's better not to hurt people, because it does come back to hurt you as well. So after enough generations of that lesson, we're now ready to teach children how to live in a state of love and to be in the kind of harmony we just saw on the screen, with that group of people being able to move in unity, in unison.
Yeah.
It's a mindset that says we are one. And I believe Baba
Kwame?
Abdul Haq, Brother Abdul Haq was speaking about the discipline of prayer. Even that form of prayer is symbolic. It's a people moving in unison. And the symbolism of it is we are one. We are one mind. We are one spirit. We are one soul. We are one with the Creator. That's what that ritual symbolizes. And when we have a mindset that we're all one system in the universe, then we will act in harmony. But this has to be not only taught, but then lived, which means that the systems that we are living under now, which creates so much harm and hurt, have to be remade. They have to be transformed. They have to be rebuilt, because the way they are now, they create distress and disorder. So we have to create the mindset in the young people that are being raised today, that their purpose for being birthed here on planet Earth is to transform it into the new earth that it is destined to become. And that means giving them the tools to work with, which means the freedom of mind to think and create without fear. And that's the most powerful thing that we can instill in them. And then give them an atmosphere where they can demonstrate what a harmonious lifestyle looks like, by having them be able to live among those who are of the higher consciousness, and can be like that group we just saw, that you can live and work in harmony and unity, and everyone has the same understanding of oneness, one purpose. And so when we do that, we will see the change, and it will continue for the next generation and the next generation and the next generation and the next generation. We know it's possible because we have had times in the past. We've had golden ages where people lived in harmony. So we know it's possible. This brief period of conflict that we've had here in America, it was damaging, but it doesn't define who we are. It's merely an experience that taught us that we don't want to live in disharmony. We don't want to live in hatred. We don't want to live in fear. So let's not create it. This is how we create peace.
Yes. Go ahead, Baba Kwame.
Yeah, I was just, because the book is called Psychic Trauma, and we have to begin to understand our language, because psychic is not the mind, the spirit. It's the word for spirit.
Yes.
The trauma that we have gone through as human beings being here at this now moment, it is possible for the, like you said, the golden age. There was a spiritual connection. You know, I didn't see the video that you showed, but all I have to do is picture us on the dance floor doing the electric slide.
Yeah.
If we can do the electric slide, everybody moving and moving to the music and doing the same dips and whatever. The thing of it is that that's the spiritual connection with that music. What does that look like when we can do that in communities? What does that look like we can do that in families? The spiritual union is what we're looking at, how to reconnect. Because really the disconnection from, we always talk about spirit, mind, and body. The spirit is what came first, that conception to grow. The brain brain only rules the body in order for us to have a vessel to move through, because you have all the organs, intricate systems, is the other brains in the body that unify, and the subconscious is controlled. 90% of our body is controlled by the subconscious, and the conscious is what our waking state is, what we're perceiving and bringing in to connect with the subconscious. That's why when you fast, you connect the two together to give you a better perception of your conscious visibility of who you are.
Thanks for the reminder. I'll be fasting today, Baba Kwame Sunhorse, because a book fell out on the floor the other day while I was cleaning. And I know there are no mistakes in life. And the book fell right on the floor where I could see it. And it's like, okay, I know Monday I'll be fasting. So for those of you who want to fast with me today, I welcome you. And I look forward to the opportunity of reporting my fasting experience next Monday. I'll share that with you. How about that? But before we go, Naima, and thank you so much, Baba Kwame Sunhorse. Baba was talking about your book, The Psychic Trauma, and I wanted you to share what you shared last night on Viada's show.
Viada's show.
Yeah, you read something, and Viada was talking about the I can't remember the exact name, but it was some kind of spelling of something. The
Khazars.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's something I've never heard about before. But then we talked about the religion, the origin of religions, and I was like, oh, okay, so I need you to read that again to our viewing and listening audience, because I just thought that was so profound, because we adapt these ways of thinking, these modalities, and we haven't done the research. That's why you got your stomp down Christians, your stomp down Jehovah's Witnesses, and then nobody, and your sisters and brothers of Islam. And it was put in my heart to explore them all. Baha'i faith, and I got something from all of them, but it was the religion of Islam, and the religion of Christianity, and the religion of Hebrew Israelites. All of that opened my eyes to the possibilities of what could be, and not because when I first became studying that of Hebrew, I got very pious. It's like, oh, those Christians. And it's like, the more I begin to read about Sufism, it's like, oh, my tea is burning over there. It just knocked all of that out the way. And it's like, baby, it's time to bring on down, get humble, learn as much as you can. So if you would please be so kind to share that, what you shared with last night on the show. Yeah, because that was, everybody need to hear that. That was some learning. So please share that.
Well, this is from chapter 3 of the book, Slavery, the African American Psychic Trauma. And it's entitled A Hidden Spiritual Heritage. And this is on page 97, this particular section that is subtitled, Europe Becomes Religious Battleground. As the barbarous pagan tribes in North and East Europe engaged in bloody warfare throughout the 7th through 12th centuries, the Church of Rome and the rising Islamic forces were battling to gain supremacy in the land. The outcome of their struggles was an unexpected, massive religious conversion, which confuses many historians to this day. According to the book, The 13th Tribe by Arthur Koestler, European Jews first appeared in about 740 CE, Christian era. The people of Eastern Europe, known as Khazars, lived between the Caucasus and the Volga, the area which is now Poland, Hungary, and Czechoslovakia. They are described as white complexioned with blue eyes and flowing reddish hair. They occupied a strategic position at the gateway between the Black Sea and the Caspian during a time of rising invasions from the barbarian tribes of the north, the Bulgars, Magyars, Pechenegs, the Vikings, and the Russians, and advancing Arab armies from the east. The Christians diligently sought to convert the Khazars to Christianity, and the Muslims sought to convert them to Islam, both for politically strategic reasons. Kostler explains, quote, at the beginning of the 8th century, the world was polarized between the two superpowers representing Christianity and Islam. Their ideological doctrines were welded to power politics, pursued by the classical methods of propaganda, subversion, and military conquest. The Khazar Empire represented a third force, which had proved equal to either of them, both as an adversary and an ally, but it could only maintain its independence by accepting neither Christianity nor Islam, for either choice would have automatically subordinated it to the authority of the Roman Emperor or the Caliph of Baghdad. And that's from page 59 of the book, The 13th Tribe by Arthur Kostler. According to Kostler, the Khazars had been exposed somewhat to the Jewish faith by the Hebrew refugees who had fled to Eastern Europe to escape the religious persecution under the Emperor Romanus. The Khazar king sought to remain a politically neutral force between the Christians and the Muslims. According to Arab and Hebrew records, after consulting with a Jewish scholar, the king realized that Judaism was a religion which was respected by both Christians and Muslims. As Jews, he reasoned, the Khazars would not be considered pagans and barbarians, as were the other Eastern European tribes, but would be regarded as people of the Holy Scriptures. Around 740 Christian era, the Khazar king, his court, and the military ruling class embraced the Jewish faith, and Judaism became the state religion of the Khazars. Nearly 2 centuries later, a Jewish heritage had become well entrenched in the Khazar culture. Kostler relates that in 929, the year 929, Hasdai ibn Shapra, the chief minister of the Caliph of Cordoba, discovered that a Jewish kingdom existed in Eastern Europe. Hasdai wrote to the Khazar king of the time, King Joseph, to inquire as to which of the lost tribes of Israel they belonged. Joseph sent a letter in reply. Kostler notes.
Sorry about that.
Though a fierce Jewish nationalist, proud of wielding the scepter of Judah, he cannot and does not claim for them Semitic descent. He traces their ancestry not to Shem, but to Noah's third son, Japheth, or more precisely to Japheth's grandson, Togarmah, the ancestor of all Turkish tribes. We have found in the family registers of our fathers, Joseph asserts boldly, that Togarmah had 10 sons, and the names of their offspring are as follows: Vigur, Avars, Huns, Vasili, Tarniak, Khazars, Zagora, Bulgars, Sabir. We are the sons of Khazar, the 7th. And that's from page 72 of the book, The 13th Tribe. So now a clarification can be made. The Hebrews were a race of people who had settled in a certain part of Northeast Africa. Judaism is a religion founded by Moses, a Hebrew, which espoused monotheism and refuted the many pagan practices in Egypt at the time. Many Europeans are Jews, but the Hebrews of the Bible are Africans. The white Jews who were victims of Hitler's policy of Jewish extermination from Europe and who were claiming rights to present-day Israel are in fact descendants from those earlier European converts. They are not the Hebrews of the Bible. Now he goes on to say, Kostler reflects on this discovery. This has led several historians to conjecture that a substantial part, and perhaps the majority of Eastern Jews, and hence the world Jewry, might be of Khazar and not of Semitic origin. If so, This would mean that their ancestors came not from the Jordan, but from the Volga, not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus, once believed to be the cradle of the Aryan race, and that genetically they are more closely related to the Hun, Vigur, and Magyar tribes than to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Should this turn out to be the case, then the term anti-Semitic would become void of meaning. The story of the Khazar Empire, as it slowly emerges from the past, begins to look like the most cruel hoax which history has ever perpetrated. And that's from pages 16 to 17 and the book 13th Tribe. And the last thing said is the descendants of the Khazar Jewish converts spread throughout Europe and later gained economic power and influence in many European countries.
And where's that book available? Because I need a copy. And I'm not ordering it from nobody. I want it directly from you.
Well, you will be able to go to our website at www.naimalatif.com. And we're also making available an audio book as well as a Kindle version. So that's www.naimalatif.com. Look for it December 1st, as we make all three of those copies available. Do not go to Amazon. They are charging up to $200 for a book.
Yep.
Which lets you know its value.
Yep.
But as we expanded our format and created other ways, including the audio book and the digital book, and revised our website to accommodate those forms, we want people to pay a fair price for it. So just give us a couple of weeks and you'll be able to order those.
I am ordering my book personally. I want to pick my book up in the morning because I need to be informed. I don't want to wait on the mail. So
you get an autographed copy.
Yeah, I need to be informed. I'm sitting here as an authority on Monday morning mindfulness, and I'm learning things that I had no idea. It's like, that's why I love listening to Viata's show on Sunday night, Soul Purpose Healing, 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. It talked about so much. But I learned how much I do not know. And that's the beauty of growing older. You think you know something and you discover you know nothing.
Well, we're perpetual students. There's always more to learn. The thing about this issue, we know that there is an intense hostility going on between the Jews and the Muslims in Palestine over the land. And for people to come and say, well, we want to reclaim our ancestral land, and the Palestinians are saying, well, wait a minute, we've been here, number one, and number two, y'all ain't never been here. Y'all from Europe.
Okay.
So that's where the conflict is. It comes down to people claiming an ancestry that genealogically they don't have. Now, religiously, you can convert to any religion.
Yeah.
And you have that right. But if you're saying my ancestors own the land, your ancestors did not. Your ancestors were in Europe. So this is where the conflict comes in. And as all conflicts in the world, it's always about the money. Who owns what and who controls what in terms of material resources. Right. But we have to be fair. We have to be honest. And we now have DNA testing that will trace you to where your ancestors were. So we don't even have to argue about it anymore.
All these lies about all these countries being named what they are is not true. Many of them are still Africa, and they changed the names. And I was like, okay, so I'm looking at this map and I see Israel on here, and I'm looking at this map and I see something else, but I go 100 years back and I'm saying Africa. Okay, so that's what's really going on.
Change over time.
Don't believe nothing I said. Do your own research. Don't believe nothing I said. Pretend I'm not even here. Do your own research. But when they talked about this in the book, Hebrews to Negroes, I was like, really? Oh, where'd that come from? So I went to YouTube and pulled up this video. There's a whole movie, Hebrews to Negroes. Wake up, Black America. There's just, you got to go see the movie. That's all I got to see. And it's free and it's on YouTube. So,
well, you know, if you study with the Hebrew Israelites, you know that they've been teaching this for decades. And even the community that moved to Dimona, Israel, and, you know, under Rabbi Ben Ami, you know, we all are, many of those of us in Chicago. Yeah, he recently made his transition. Prince Asiel recently made his transition. So, you know, there are many people who are aware of this, who've been teaching this. So anybody who suddenly gets upset because it's said publicly, but they need to know, look, you can't suppress this knowledge. It's already too widely known. You know, trying to punish somebody for saying it on TV, you know, hey, you might as well throw that out the window, because too many people already know. It's in books, it's in movies, it's being taught to children. You can't stop it. You can't make it go away. You can't crush it because people already know. And we have DNA testing. If there's anybody who wants to refute what is being said, take the test. Find out where your ancestors come from. There's a landmass that people inhabited for thousands of years. So it's not a mystery. And let's just tell the truth about it. Doesn't really matter in a real sense what body you're living in. It matters how you treat people. But if you're claiming rights to someone's land and they've been there for thousands of years, well, that's wrong. And to try to force them off the land under the pretense that you were there when your people were not, that's just wrong. So just don't do wrong. It's okay to migrate. People migrate all the time. People migrate for famine, for wars, for all kinds of things. And it's fine. But this is why, and it's so wonderful, the oral historians, the griots, keep track of where people went and who had what. They know the names, and this is how history was traced. Who married who and had what children and where they went. That is history. So people who memorize these things, and this was a large part of our motivation for writing this book, Psychic Trauma. We met an African griot here in Chicago who is a nephew of the griot who recited the history for Alex Haley, who wrote Roots. And we understood that this is how you keep history. This is why family history is important, to know who married who and what children they had and where they moved to, so you can keep a track of who is who. So you saw when they listed all the sons and who they were the descendants of. That's why you gotta know who your daddy is. You can't have a baby and don't know who the daddy is, because that's part of how you trace who you are and how your descendants trace who their ancestors were. This is unrefutable history because it goes through people. Who are your people? Where did they live? When did they move? Where did they move to?
Right.
That is what is traced here, and that is undisputable, and is backed up by genetic history. If you want to take a DNA test, and we can resolve this right now, who really has the rights to that land that's being disputed? And let's just be fair and give people what is theirs.
Mm-hmm. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Ain't that what we say in the community?
All the time.
Tell the truth. And thank you for joining us this morning and for sharing your truth. I'm sharing my final truth with you this morning, and that is to join me on the blog, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. If you want a free consultation, text the word stress relief to 219-699-2114. Go to my blog, you'll see everything there. Excuse me, ZeldaSpeaks.wordpress.com. Be sure and go see that movie though. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's called Hebrews to Negroes. As I leave you with my stress relief free consultation for the day. Thank you so much, Naima. We appreciate you. Stay on purpose, stay empowered, and stay tuned to your next Monday Morning Mindfulness. And join us tomorrow with Jody Susan of Self-Care. And she will have an enlightening show for you, as she always does.
Are you stressed out? Are you ready to learn some quick techniques on how to de-stress immediately? Then book your free 30-minute consultation with ZeldaSpeaks the Mindfulness Stress Relief Coach at higherlearningnetwork.org. Thanks for sharing.
That's all, folks. Oh, Naima, I forgot to play the female solution promo. So you all get ready to join us tomorrow morning for self-care with Jody Susan on the female solution as I leave you with our last promo of the day. And that is the female solution. And thank you for sharing this video. We could not do without it. If we want something different, we got to do something different. And this is what we're doing. And we hope you'll join us. Thank you so much. Make it a great day. Namaste.
The Female Solution Global Radio TV Show invites you to an invigorating conversation with our team of hosts Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Central Time. Start your week with Monday Morning Mindfulness with ZeldaSpeaks. Tuesdays, Self-Care with Jody Susan. Wednesdays, Repairing Broken Families with Naima Latif and co-host Kareem Hamid. Thursdays, Soulful Solutions with Dr. Debbie Green. And Fridays, Health and Wellbeing with Beata. Saturdays, tune in 12 noon to 2 p.m. Central Time. First Saturday, Success Strategies with Jana. Second Saturday, Wendy Williams Esquire on relationships. Third Saturday, Move Around with Deborah. And fourth Saturday, Wisdom with Mama D. Join us Sundays, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Time for Soul Purpose Healing with Beata. Call in and comment 515-605-9325. Press 1 to speak to the host and be a part of the solution.